Welcome back to the channel. We brought you very crucial info. We respectfully ask you to stay with us until the end of the video. I will announce the topic first. Landmark affirmative action case, Supreme Court contemplates fate of higher education admissions. Biden administration unveils ambitious plan to improve affordable health care access. Let's move on to the detailed news. Landmark affirmative action case, Supreme Court contemplates fate of higher education admissions. In a pivotal legal event on November 1, 2023, the United States Supreme Court engaged in deliberations that could potentially reshape the landscape of affirmative action in higher education. The case is under scrutiny. Students for Fair Admissions Incorporated v. President and Fellows of Harvard College and Students for Fair Admissions Incorporated v. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill challenged the admissions policies of Harvard University and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Plaintiffs assert that these policies unfairly discriminate against Asian American applicants. The Supreme Court possesses a substantial track record of adjudicating affirmative action cases. Notably, in the landmark 1978 case of Regents of the University of California v. Bakke, the court upheld the inclusion of race as a factor in admissions decisions while simultaneously prohibiting the use of racial quotas. Similarly, in the 2003 case of Grutter v. Bollinger, the court narrowly upheld the affirmative action plan of the University of Texas, albeit through a plurality opinion. The two cases presently before the Supreme Court mark the first instances of affirmative action cases since Justice Brett Kavanaugh assumed office in 2018. Kavanaugh is widely regarded as a conservative justice with a skeptical stance toward affirmative action. Furthermore, with the support of 5 other conservative justices on the court, the likelihood of the court overturning the use of race in admissions decisions, upon discovering violations of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, becomes apparent. The arguments presented during the proceedings centered around several critical issues. Primarily, the question arose as to whether the university's admissions policies were indispensable for achieving a diverse student body. Plaintiffs contended that diversity could be attained without factoring in race during admissions decisions. Conversely, the defendants argued that a diverse student body played a vital role in offering an exceptional education and that race constituted a necessary criterion for accomplishing this objective. Another pivotal issue examined was whether the university's admissions policies precisely tailored their objectives to meet an imperative government interest. Plaintiffs claimed that these policies were excessively broad and led to discrimination against Asian American applicants. Defendants countered by asserting that their policies were well suited to achieving the compelling government interest of fostering diversity. The Supreme Court's forthcoming ruling in these two cases is poised to exert a profound influence on affirmative action in higher education. Should the court overturn the use of race in admissions decisions, it would signify a significant triumph for opponents of affirmative action and likely result in reduced diversity across colleges and universities nationwide. Conversely, if the court upholds the consideration of race in admissions decisions, it would constitute a major victory for supporters of affirmative action, preserving the opportunity for institutions of higher learning to employ race as a factor during the admissions process. The Supreme Court is expected to deliver its verdict on these two landmark cases by the conclusion of June 2024. As the legal world awaits this consequential decision, the future of affirmative action in higher education hangs in the balance, with far-reaching consequences that will resonate throughout academic institutions across the nation. Let's move on to the other info. Biden administration unveils ambitious plan to improve affordable health care access. In an important announcement on April 17, 2023, the Biden administration revealed a comprehensive plan aimed at expanding access to affordable health care for all Americans. This groundbreaking proposal consists of 4 key components that address critical areas of concern. Lowering prescription drug costs, the plan seeks to empower Medicare to negotiate lower drug prices, establish limits on out-of-pocket expenses for seniors, and enable the importation of prescription drugs from Canada. Expanding access to Medicaid, efforts will be made to streamline the enrollment process for Medicaid, while extending eligibility to encompass all low-income adults. Increasing affordability of marketplace coverage, subsidies will be introduced to assist individuals in affording health insurance through the Affordable Care Act marketplaces. Investing in health care infrastructure, a substantial investment will be made in community health centers, rural hospitals, and other providers that cater to underserved communities. The Biden administration's proposal encompasses several vital provisions designed to enhance the accessibility and affordability of health care. Empowering Medicare to negotiate drug prices. By granting Medicare the authority to negotiate directly with pharmaceutical companies, seniors could save billions of dollars on prescription medications. Capping out-of-pocket spending for seniors on prescription drugs. Implementing a cap on annual expenses would shield seniors from exorbitant costs associated with prescription medications. Allowing drug purchases from Canada. Enabling individuals to procure prescription drugs from Canadian pharmacies offers an affordable alternative to U.S. prices, resulting in substantial savings. Simplifying Medicaid enrollment. The plan aims to simplify the often intricate process of Medicaid enrollment, facilitating eligibility verification and increasing the number of insured individuals. Expanding Medicaid coverage for low-income adults. Irrespective of their state of residence, all adults with low incomes would be eligible for Medicaid, extending health insurance coverage to millions of currently uninsured Americans. Providing subsidies for marketplace coverage. Subsidies will be introduced to alleviate the financial burden of health insurance premiums through the Affordable Care Act marketplaces, rendering coverage more affordable for countless Americans. Investing in community health centers. Direct funding will be allocated to community health centers, bolstering their capacity to deliver primary care and other essential health services to underserved communities. Supporting rural hospitals. By providing financial assistance to struggling rural hospitals, the plan aims to ensure that residents in remote areas have access to high-quality health care services. Investing in providers serving low-income communities. Additional funding will be directed towards mental health providers and substance abuse treatment centers that cater to underserved communities, improving access to care for millions of Americans. The Biden administration's proposal represents a bold and ambitious initiative that stands to significantly impact the lives of millions of Americans. If enacted into law, the plan would reduce health insurance costs, expand Medicaid coverage, and invest in critical health care infrastructure, particularly in underserved areas. While the plan is still in its early stages and its passage remains uncertain, it serves as a testament to the administration's unwavering commitment to improving access to affordable health care for all Americans. By addressing key challenges and proposing comprehensive solutions, the Biden administration aims to create a healthier and more equitable society. These were the stories we had available at the moment. More information will be provided in a few hours. Remember to subscribe in the meantime.